All right, how you doing today, guys? Welcome back to another day of, in this case, 8th grade math. Today we're going to be talking about the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem is a method to find a missing length of any triangle given two sides. So if you have a triangle and they give you two sides, you should be able to find the missing length using this method. Now, the Pythagorean theorem, we have a formula, and this formula, you don't need to memorize it, although I'm pretty sure by the time we're done with this, everybody's gonna know this formula by heart. So the formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That is the Pythagorean theorem formula. And what does that represent is that each one of those letters represents one side of the triangle. So if we draw a triangle, we can call this A, B, and C. Now there's one thing that we need to notice over here. The longest side, the diagonal, is gonna be called the hypotenuse. Okay? Don't worry about that for now. It's just gonna be called the hypotenuse. Okay? The longest side is gonna be the diagonal. That one always have to be the letter C. Okay, so the longest side is called the hypotenuse, and it's always gonna be represented by the letter C. Now for A and B, it doesn't matter. You can have A right here and B here, but C is always gonna be the longest. It doesn't matter. A, B can switch, I don't care. Nobody cares. But C is always the diagonal. So with that said, let's do a couple of samples right here. So for example, if I have a triangle, and I'm gonna do, I don't know, I'm gonna call this 3, 4, and I need to find the missing length. In this case, what letter are we missing? C. I need to find C. I don't know what that is. So this can be A, and this can be B. Or you can switch it, I don't care. But C is the one missing, that's the one I'm trying to find. So, I'm gonna use the Pythagorean theorem formula to find this missing value. So basically, just to recap a little bit, if you have a rectangle, the line in the middle is C. So now it's broken into two triangles. That's why it's a diagonal. So I'm gonna use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to find my missing value. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And all I have to do is substitute the values of A and B to find C. Pay attention. Instead of A, what am I gonna put in there? 3, but 3 squared, right? Instead of B, what am I gonna put in there? 4 squared, right? And instead of C, I'm gonna leave it like that. Now, what is 3 squared? 9. 4 squared? 16 equals to C squared. Add these two, what do you get? 25 equals to C squared. Now, remember, this right here, this is not C squared, it's just C. So that means that now I have to take the square root of this, and what I do to one side, I do to the other side, right? So what is a number that when I multiply by itself gives me 25? A number that when you multiply by itself gives you 25. What is it? 5. So C equals to 5. So the length of this diagonal is 5 units. That's all you have to do. Super simple. Now, what if I'm missing either A or B? What if I'm missing either A or B? It's about the same. Let me show you that one. So I'm gonna do another triangle, and I'm gonna give you this right here, 13. This is 5, and I'm missing, what letter am I missing? B, right? So I know A is 5, C is 13, and I'm missing B. So I'm gonna use the same formula and substitute the values in. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Instead of A, what am I gonna put in there? 5 what? 5 squared. Instead of B? B squared, right? Because I don't know that one. Instead of C? 13 squared, right? And I'm gonna solve for B. I gotta leave B by itself. But first, what is 5 squared? 25 plus B squared equals, what is 13 squared? 169. All right. So now, how do I get rid of the 25? What is the 25 doing? Is there a sign right there? No. So what does that mean? What is that thing doing? It's adding, right? So the opposite of add is what? So we're gonna subtract 25 on both sides. That's gonna cancel that out. And I'm gonna be left with what? B squared equals to what? 144? Is that right? So now, what's my last step now? Just like before. Take the square root on both sides. What is the square root of 144? 12. So this one right here is 12 units. And that's it. That is it. There's no rocket science behind this. That's all you have to do. So recap. Recap right here. If you are missing C, all you gotta do is square the other two numbers, take the square root. But if you're missing either A or B, you will have to subtract at one point. Then take the square root. If you're missing A or B, if you don't subtract, you're doing something wrong. Now, another thing to consider. Look at this right here. What number is this right here? 12. What number is this right here? Which one is my longest line? C, which is? That means that the other two values have to be less than 13. If you would have gotten more than 13 right there, it would have told you that you're doing something wrong. So keep an eye on that. Look at the other one. Are those two values less than 5? So we're good. Any questions so far? I hope that you learned something today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, watch it again, then give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody else that might need this information, send them this video. Other than that, please subscribe and turn the notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel, affiliate links in the description below. That is going to be it for today, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.